Coal India, that's the one in discussion. NC Jha, ex-CMD of the company, joins in. Mr. Jha, good morning. First, let's start off with, a lot of discussion on the new coal pricing mechanism. Clarify the implication for us, for Coal India in particular.
We have gone by the revenue neutrality for Coal India as a whole. And in doing so, we have gone by the weighted average price of each grade, determined based on the tonnages produced for different price bands, and then applied that for determining the GCB-based prices. When we did that, the total revenue generated by some companies, which were earlier getting higher revenues because of higher prices fixed for their sources, had to lose revenues, and the others which were earlier getting lesser revenue because of depressed pricing in those companies got more revenues. In that effect, Western coalfields, Eastern coalfields, Mahanadi coalfields, these three companies were subjected to lesser revenues. Others got more revenues, but on the whole, Coal India got revenue neutral. That means there was no increase in any revenue or no reduction also. So this has been a concept, and while doing so, we have seen that the prices are retained to the level it was available, and the prices of different bands have been distributed accordingly based on the heat value. But the wide gap between the highest quality coal and one or two slabs lower than that remains there. This has to be made up in course of time. What was done in the first step has to be done now in steps. So the board had decided that the new pricing structure should be run for about 3 months, and based on the revenue generated from different sources in different companies, the pricing structure will have to be relooked upon at the end of March 31st.
Morning, Mr. Jha. So in terms of the price change, how will this change life for your top 5 clients, namely NTPC and other power companies?
If you take the power sector consumers, largely they are taking coal of lesser heat value. That means anything below 4,300 kilocalories in general. And the prices of these bands of GCBs have been kept exactly same as they were charged earlier. So their revenue, or rather their cost, is not likely to increase at all if you take in totality. But if you look at the sourcing of coal from different sources, at some sources they will have to pay a little more, at some other sources they will have to pay a little less. On the whole, they are not likely to get any extra burden.
Mr. Jha, talking about wage hikes, there has been a 25% hike that we've seen. What is the rise, or rather total rise in expenses for Coal India because of this?
We have concluded the wage hike on 31st of January, that too at the midnight. And that wage hike has, I think, as per the preliminary estimates, the total burden on Coal India directly would be around 4,800 crores per year, and about 1,700 crore additional would be in accounts due to the valuation of gratuity and leave encashment. That will be an indirect cost, not the cash cost. The provision that we had already made was to the tune of about 3,000 crores per year. So this additional 1,800 or whatever it might come will have to be kept in the current year's cost, and the profitability will be worked out accordingly. But this year, the impact will be only for 9 months. For the subsequent year, it will be for full year. And there is still time when we revisit the pricing structure in April. I think the increase in costs will be taken care of by the present management.